Hello, DBSB here, and well, late again, but yeah, it's a new year, so I should look back at the old year, 2020. There's a lot of the obvious stuff that has been going on with 2020, the ongoing situation. So January, I managed to put out my creative film, The Walker, two versions of it, a colour version and a black and white version. The black and white version had music done by my friend Adam. February. Em and I were lucky enough to book just in time a holiday to Paphos in the last week of February. That was really nice. Got to hang out with lots of Cypriot cats, which was very nice. And then we also went up to the mountains on a tour. So we started off on the beach and then went up to the mountains, and they were saying, oh, there'll be snow up there, and we were expecting sort of like the kind of, oh look, there's the patch of snow. No, there's a ski resort up there as well, and so that was kind of quite amazing. March, well, in March I made a video about putting 9-volt batteries on septum piercings, and that's gone surprisingly well. It's already in my top 10 most viewed videos. That very rarely happens so quickly. So yeah, that's, people like to see batteries being put on septums. That's something I've learned this year. April. Well, if you've been watching my channel, you might have noticed there's been a lot of me doing press-ups with horses. Parkrun stopped and I wanted to keep running, so I've been running up to Devil's Dyke and there's some horses, and I just thought I'd do some exercises by the horses as a little thing to spur me on, and it's become a little bit of an obsession, as these things do, doing press-ups by horses. May, Godspunk 21 came out. I've just sent off the tracks of Godspunk 22, which is going to be a double CD, so that's quite exciting. In June I made a half-time results video for my goals, because the year had been so different. I think we can all agree that 2020 has been an unusual year. So we're July. During the first lockdown, I made a bit of an album, I don't know if it's an album as such, but you know, I made some music, did some collaborations with various friends, and put it all together as during August, to help build up a bit of strength for my wrestling, I did Arm August, where I thought I'd try and do some press-ups and try and get to do pull-ups and chin-ups at the local parallel bars, and it was my birthday, and Em booked a lovely trip to a local campsite, and we stayed in a shepherd's hut that was really nice. It was lovely to get away. September, so this year I've kind of done quite a bit of collaborating. A guy called Chandor Gloomy, who got in contact with me and via Facebook, and then we started doing some bits together and put out a split EP, and I think later on this year We're going to have a cassette put out and possibly more stuff. There's more stuff bubbling away there with Nostril Flare, so check Nostril Flare out. October, well, in October I put out a 7-inch, this one.
Spirit! Protect your spirit!
So I'm very pleased with this. If you're interested in getting them, it's a very limited. There's only 20 in this pink sleeve. 25 were made in all. Check out the Bandcamp thing, and you can get your own copy. In November, we did the 101th Noise Ferratu Radish Ritual, which is quite an exciting achievement. How many times have I roadied for that band? Top work from those guys, whoever they are, the masked mystery people. And then December, managed to fit in a last wrestling lesson in December before everything locked down again, which is quite good. And yeah, I think things are moving forward. I think partly because of the lockdown, I think there was a lot of, it gave people an opportunity to collaborate. I think there's been a lot of collaboration, particularly as people can bounce stuff around the internet from one another. So I've done a few bits of collaboration. I just wanted to talk about them. I've done various bits with David Cripps. I did a film about a paranormal investigator with him, and he did some animation for that.
I'm Steve Stevenson, examiner of local folklore and Fortean events.
And then we did a couple of other films with me doing soundtracks, and then there was one where he did a video and I made a soundtrack to that, and then I did a soundtrack and he made a video around that to that. And then that's also turned into doing a radio play.
You won't believe your ears.
And then Chandor Gloomy, I'm doing a thing called Nostril Flare, which is great fun, and been quite interesting. Hopefully there's going to be a tape coming out March, April, I think, with that, which should be good. And then I took part in a short film which is a pilot for a series called Gravity, and I got to play Dave the Stallion. Oh yes, I'm Dave the Stallion. Hey darling, where you been? I've been waiting for you.
Oh, I've been
Hey, it's a hot one, isn't it? Never to. It's interesting trying to film this during lockdown and get ideas and work out scripts and stuff like that. That's the year. Let's have a look at the goals. I have started doing wrestling lessons, and I'm aiming to do to take a physical part in a wrestling show before my 50th birthday. I'm aiming to do at least 2 lessons a month of wrestling. Yeah, it's difficult to do a contact sport when you've got to stay 2 meters away from everyone. So I did manage to get the 2 lessons a month while before the COVID. And then in the summer they did a socially distanced theory lesson, which is very interesting. It talked about building up a match and how you get the story and the parts of a match. I don't want to talk too much about it because it spoils the magic for people who just want to watch a wrestling show. And then from that, the group of us that were doing that moved on to doing a wrestling lesson every other, or I moved on to doing one every other Saturday. Most of the group did one every Saturday, but I did one every other Saturday, and that was good until restrictions came in. So wrestling, it was happening here and there when it could, and I think things have moved along. Parkrun, I have two kind of goals for that. One is to do a 10k run and to run Bevendine once a month. Well, I did do it for the 3 months that we could do parkrun, but obviously again, keeping 2 meters apart from 500 people running around the same park is difficult. So I'm really missing parkrun, to be honest, and I can't wait. Hopefully it will start again. Let's just see. Did sign up to do a 10k, but that kept getting postponed, cancelled, moved along, and I just got fed up with that. I am running 10k twice a week anyway, so hopefully once things are a bit more normal again, I'll be able to enter into a 10k race. So I have a couple for music. One of them is to use this album, use it as samples and inspiration for several tracks. Shall we say 3 tracks? Yeah, let's say 3 tracks. I have done it. I've got to make the cover. It's on Bandcamp at the moment, but I've got to work out the cover for it. I'm quite pleased with what I've done. This year, no more synths, or not buying any more synths or music equipment. I've got more than enough. Thumbs up to that. I didn't. I have, in fact, I've just sent off for a couple of bits. Good. So to get more of a grip on how to use the R16 mixing studio recorder interface thingy. I don't quite know what you call it. Okay. And then learn how to use the R16 track. I've made several tracks. Like anything, you got to carry on doing stuff to kind of learn how to do stuff. I've got better and quicker at putting stuff together on the R16. On the Lockdown album, I did several tracks using it, and the Large Veiny Members track on the next Godspunk is totally made on it. I think I did do a little bit of splicing a bit later, but the bulk of it is all done on the R16. So I think I did that, which is good. Okay, and now I guess these are the life things. Number one, I have to sort out the boxes over there, or else M is going to kill me in my sleep. Right, yes, the boxes there. Yeah, I haven't done very well with the boxes. I do. So, I've also got a poly box and a half of records from my collection that I've had to listen to, and yeah, I can do without them. So it's to get rid of them, whether it's sell or charity shop them. The box of records that I had to sell, well, no charity shops, no record shops are open at the moment, and So yeah, I've got to wait for those to be open and running properly again. And also to remember to use a diary. Diary, well, yeah, that didn't work very well. No more double deckers. If you want a snack while you walk home, go get a banana. And double deckers. Well, I did have 2 double deckers last year, but that's only because Em got me a double decker Easter egg for Easter. So let's look at the goals for 2021. First thing on my list is drawing. I liked to do my sketchbook when I was at gigs. It was quite good, but obviously there aren't so many live gigs going on now, so I haven't been able to do that. And I find drawing from my imagination quite difficult. So I'm going to try and do more drawing from my imagination and see if I can build that skill up a bit. So, I don't know quite how I can quantify doing more drawing. I just knuckle down and do more drawing from my imagination. Number 2 is to do a radio show stroke podcast kind of thing. I was very much inspired by my friend Baz's show that he does, The Husk, which apparently is coming back in February. And I'd quite like to give it a go, although I don't have a lot to say really. I'm not quite sure, but I want to give it a go. I was a guest on his show a couple of times, so I thought, and it was quite exciting, and I've got records and tunes I'd like to play. So I think I have joined Twitch with a thought of doing it, but I don't kind of really like the platform Twitch. I'm not sure I like it, but I think I might join Mixcloud and do something on there. So yeah, to do one radio show podcast thing. 3, so I guess these are kind of health things. I've got 2 things. To carry on running up to the horses at least once a week. I normally do it twice a week, but I think at least once a week. Keep that habit there of running 10k as much as I can. Keep my fitness up, so for wrestling really. And then also been enjoying going for swims in the sea, so I think we're going to do the 1 swim a month in the sea for a year. We've done December, we've done January, let's carry on. It's character building. So wrestling, I've still got my, hopefully, touch wood, being involved in a wrestling show, having a wrestling match before my 50th. Hopefully things relax with the vaccine and stuff like that. I've got an opponent lined up. We've talked through some ideas, and hopefully something will happen. It might not be in front of people. I think it's more likely to be a videoed match, but I think something could happen. But something that I can do is finish my wrestling costume. I've got a couple of ideas for stuff I need to do for it, so that is my number 4 goal, to finish my wrestling costume. And number 5, it's a bit wishy-washy this one, but I've noticed I need to focus on finishing a project before taking up a new project. I've particularly noticed this with various music things and stuff like that. I've got 3 things which I need to sort of sort out in the next couple of months, if not month. 1 is I'm doing Neil Crud radio show session, as Neil Boy knows. I think I've got that together. I need to get them sounding a bit better, but I think I've got my 3 tracks for that. And number 2 is I'm doing a radio play with David Cripps, based on the Steve Stevenson character. I've got to knuckle down and do that, and to continue doing stuff with Nostril Flare. This year is going to be a great year. It's going to be a great year. Focus on the good, and the good will happen. Bye bye.